Los Angeles Chargers. Win total 7.5, over minus 135 last year. 5-11 straight up, 7-9 ATS, 9-6-1 to the over. Mainstream stats: 28 takeaways, tied for fourth. 35 giveaways. Oh, dead last. -7 turnover margin. I mean, it was just comical how the season started. All the games that went against them. Week 1 against the Chiefs, they lose in overtime. They had a 3-touchdown lead in that game. They blew a close one to the Colts on the road. They blew it at home against the Saints. They led by, I think, 13 with like 5 minutes left at home against the Saints. Lost that game. They lost by 3 in Oakland, where they had the lead. I mean, it was comical how every week, Teddy, they found a way to lose.
And literally found a way to lose. So that's one of the reasons why we've seen a lot of over money come in on San Diego so far this offseason. The markets are saying, look at this team. They lost all of these close games. They're not nearly as bad as they were a season ago. I mean, talk about 35 giveaways in a 16-game campaign. Obviously, more than 2 per game in a number of games where turnovers legitimately cost them the contest. You say, here's a veteran quarterback, a good quarterback in Phillip Rivers. They should not have 35 giveaways again this season. Hence, the over money that's been coming in. And it's not crazy over money, but there's been a definite overbent on the early bets for San Diego with the season win total.
What do you think of some of the offensive numbers? So, I mean, they lost Allen right off the bat.
Well, I mean, last year, 5.6 yards per play. That's average. 3.8 yards per rush. That's bottom quartile. They did not run the football particularly well. A 7.6 yards per pass attempt, above average, and that's a testament to how good Phillip Rivers actually is, given the fact that his entire receiving core at some point last season was either on injured reserve or hurt or playing on one leg, and he still was above the league average in yards per pass attempt. 36 sacks allowed, slightly worse than average. Basically, the offensive stats were mediocre. Not bad, not good, but better than you would expect for a last-place team.
All right, McCoy is out. Anthony Lynn is in. Wisenhunt's back as OC. And Gus Bradley's new defensive coordinator. You have a running back in Gordon. Maybe they go back to ground and pound. And we'll get to the Lynn quote in a second. I don't know what to make of this because Los Angeles doesn't want him, and they aren't excited for him. They're playing it. This is embarrassing for the league. They're playing in Carson. That stadium holds 25,000 only. I don't know if it's going to be like San Diego, where there were games where Rivers had to go to a silent snap count because the opposing fans would come in and take over. So I don't know with the ticket brokers and if it's going to be the same thing and who's going to be in charge of the tickets, if there'll be any kind of home field advantage. Because they're not excited if they're coming to Los Angeles, I can tell you that.
And for the guys like Phillip Rivers who have homes in San Diego and are talking about commuting to L.A., you're talking about, if there's no traffic, a 90-minute commute, which is a lot of extra time in the car for guys that aren't used to spending that extra time in the car. But, talking about Anthony Lynn as the head coach. Here's a guy who was the assistant head coach and the running back coach in Buffalo each of the last 2 years. And, he's got a reputation. In his 17 years of coaching experience, he's a guy that likes to run the football. The Bills led the league in each of the last couple of seasons in rushing yards and in rushing touchdowns. And when you look at the previous 5 years he spent with the Jets, Lynn's teams consistently looking to pound the ball on the ground. Obviously, they got a pretty good back in doing that if the offensive line can open holes for him.
All right, now you get the news that top 10 pick Mike Williams, wide receiver, could be out for the year. It could be a herniated disc. So who knows what's going to happen as we tape this.
Yeah, I mean, if Phillip Rivers got like a Christmas gift, the first 3 picks, a wide receiver and 2 offensive linemen. Well, now there are question marks about whether the 2 guards they picked are going to be any good. And, of course, Mike Williams, who hasn't played a snap since the first day of the first minicamp, we don't know for sure. But the talk is herniated disc, out for the year. They've had the worst luck with receivers. I mean, when you think about what happened last year where Stevie Johnson was lost for the year in training camp, and Keenan Allen tore his ACL in week 1, and then Danny Woodhead tore his ACL 2 weeks later, and then Travis Benjamin got hurt, and Antonio Gates and Hunter Henry all missed time. Melvin Gordon went down late in the season, and all of a sudden, you've got a wide receiving core with a couple of undrafted, free agents in Dontrell Inman and Tyrell Williams as the top wideouts, and Phillip Rivers still made it work. So bad news, obviously, with the Mike Williams injury. He was certainly an impact player for Clemson as they won the title last year.
What do you have on the schedule?
Well, we got to talk about the defense first, because the defense last year, 5.4 yards per play allowed, average, 83.8 opposing QB rating allowed. That's top quartile against the pass, 35 sacks average, and top quartile against the run as well. So it's a defense that put some new faces together in the off season, and an offensive line that has a couple of new guys. Certainly Russell Okung, the big free agent signing, although he wasn't good in Denver. And now you're talking about 2 rookies in Okung, so I don't know that offensive line is going to be a whole lot better than it was a season ago. But they got some studs on the defensive side. Joey Bosa showed a lot of promise last year. Melvin Ingram's a strong pass rusher. Denzel Perryman at cornerback, at linebacker. The cornerback, Casey Hayward. This team's got talent on the defensive side of the football, although the results didn't show that a whole lot last year.
Last year, one of the toughest schedules in the league. This year, right around league average. They play the AFC East and the NFC East. Multiple East Coast trips for early start games. 2 extra games, Jags at home. And the Browns, at Jacksonville and the Browns at home. What do you think? Early lean.
I've been all over the map on the Chargers. I'll tell you this, I'm not playing on them. I'm not playing against them when it comes to a season win perspective. There's a time when I was definitely no, I don't like San Diego. There's a time I'm like, wow, look at the promise for this team. And when I have a squad that I'm bouncing back and forth with, it's real simple for me. Find another team to bet season wins on. Watch them like a hawk in the preseason. No strong opinion on the LA Chargers. I keep trying to say San Diego.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.